This girls high school basketball season preview show brought to you by MRV Siding Supply. I'm Matt Croy alongside with you. We're in the dungeon here at West Holmes High School where the Lady Knights will have high expectations, no doubt, again this year for West Holmes, fresh off a 21-win season a season ago. Their most wins since the 2015-16 season. Of course, went to the district finals for a third straight year and also the third straight OCC championship, sharing that with Mansfield Senior a season ago. Key loss from last year, of course, Ella McMillan, first-team All-Ohioan, and now playing college basketball at Marietta College. But a lot of returnees back for this year's West Holmes team, guided, of course, by seventh-year head basketball coach Lindsey Beldon, alongside right now the newlywed Lindsey Beldon. I know an exciting summer for you, Lindsey, and also very excited, I'm sure, to get this high school basketball season underway as well.
Yeah, it was a busy summer. Obviously, June was filled with basketball stuff. But yeah, it's nice. You know, we've had most of our kids. We have a few kids that play, soccer and volleyball, but we've had a core of them in the gym, in the preseason. And so now that we have everybody back together, it's really nice to have a full team and have everybody play in the right spots and guarding the right people. And we're rolling now.
Good to see that. Of course, 4 seniors I know help guide this team. How much are you going to lean on those seniors here as you start off this season?
Yeah, I mean, last year, we only had Ella, and so we relied on these kids, as juniors last year, to be leaders for us, and along with Ella, and so now they have the spotlight, and these kids have been in our program as the whole time I've been here, and I'm excited to have those 4 seniors. They're a good group of kids. They're fun to be around. They work hard. They're coachable, and so I'm just excited for them to be leaders and to grow in that area along with their basketball skills. One
of those seniors, of course, being Allie McMillan, starting point guard, and just brings a lot to the table for this West Holmes team, of course.
Yeah, I mean, last year she was our point guard. We talked about we need her to score a little bit more this year than she did last year, and she looks to distribute, which is great. We need her to continue to distribute the basketball, but I think she's developed some confidence in her scoring abilities, and we need her to do that as well as the defensive end like she always does.
How about Keegan Knoll, of course, last year averaging 10.5 points per game and also a key guard for this West Holmes team?
Yeah, I mean, Keeg's a kid that's put in a lot of time on her own individually and really worked on her offensive game. Her shot from the perimeter, getting to the rim. Really proud of her and the amount of time that she's put in, between the end of last season and now.
Chloe Patton, of course, just exciting to see her on the basketball floor last year. Got a full season in, and I'm sure she's anxious to have a senior year as well.
Yeah, Chloe's obviously been through a lot, and last year it was kind of nice to just her to be there and she wasn't worried about being hurt and all those things. She was just able to play basketball, which was nice for her, and she wasn't overthinking things and just able to play. And so I think she's already taken steps forward this summer from her junior year to her senior year, and I think again she's another kid that's put in a lot of time in the off season, and I think that's going to pay off.
Neely Fair, of course, back as a senior, and gives you kind of that presence inside as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing Neely and then 2 other bigs this year, which we haven't played. And so, Neely, I send the post players, hey, you guys need to go work on this. And Neely's a leader in that area. If she kind of gets Greta and Aviana and, hey, what are we working on? And, it's good to see her kind of grow into that leadership role as well.
Aside from those seniors, Lindsay, other players to kind of look out for this year?
Yeah, junior-wise, we have Aviana Yoder, who started for us at the 5 last year. Obviously a soccer kid, so it was nice when we got her back. She's also a leader. She's a talker. She has a big post presence on the inside, offensively and defensively. And then our other juniors are Greta Rollins and Jewel Brown. They played some JV last year and some varsity this year, so get them some minutes in the varsity game. And then our sophomores are Briar Klein and Zelina Proper, who were big contributors last year as freshmen. And I think, they made some freshman mistakes last year, which was fine. But like I said, this summer, they took a lot of steps forward, and I think we're going to see different kids this year.
Lindsay, just in general, all the experience this team brings to the table, both the younger players as well as the upperclassmen to bring this team, how big is that from a coaching standpoint, having the experience that these girls already have going into this year?
Right. I mean, I don't know how many years ago, but a couple years ago we graduated 1 senior. So we had everybody back again. And so this team's similar to that team, that they kind of know the expectations. They know what we're doing and what it looks like. And it's been nice that sometimes younger kids ask questions and the older kids answer those questions. And that's great that they can take that leadership role on, and that everything doesn't have to come through me, that those older kids can, and older kids, Zelina and Briar are the same. I say they're older kids too. They can kind of help be leaders and handle things on their own.
Anything else you're looking for this team here as you go into this year for this basketball West Holmes team?
We're looking to win the OCC again. That's big for us. These kids have won it or shared it every year that they've been in high school, these seniors. And then obviously to win a district championship. These kids have been in the district final all 3 years and haven't been able to get that win and go into the regional. So that's the goal. And I think they're motivated and they're willing to work hard and be coachable and do what we need to do to get to that point.
Lindsay, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That's West Holmes basketball coach Lindsay Beldon. Alongside the seniors for this West Holmes basketball team this time around, Keegan O alongside me, Allie McMillan, as well as Neely Thayer. Not with us, able to be with us this time is Chloe Patton, but also a big part of this team, also a senior for this West Holmes team as well. And we'll start with Allie McMillan, of course, a big part of this team throughout her high school career, averaging 6.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 steals per game. That's just a glimpse of what you do for this team, Allie. For you being a senior, have you taken on that leadership role, if you can, even more on this year for this team?
Yeah, so obviously Ella's a big loss because she was the leader last year, but we're all excited to step up this year, and since there's 4 seniors this year, we can all kind of do that together, so that's super exciting.
Now, you've always been a very tenacious defender. I know that's kind of a staple for West Holmes girls basketball, but you especially tenacious defensively. Why do you like being that grinded out defensive player so much?
Honestly, it just comes down to who wants it more, and you're right, that's kind of been my thing. I play defense, I kind of am a bug to other people, and it's just fun to do, and just feed my teammates the ball. It's not really about who scores, it's about who works harder, so that's kind of what I live by.
Now, is there anything else, Allie, you try to kind of bring to your game this year, being a senior now and finishing out your high school career?
This year, we're going to have lots more scores. It's going to go around to all of us, so I would say just bring more points, more rebounds, things like that matter.
All right, and Keegan O alongside also averaging 10.5 points per game last year as the guard, now being a senior here. For you, Keegan, what have you tried to bring to the table here as now a senior year to your game? Have you been able to try to add anything else to your game here in your final year?
Well, as Allie said earlier, without Ella being here this year, she was our leading scorer all year last year. So now, I know I'm not going to be the only one that takes that spot. We've got everybody on the court can score. It's going to be so hard to guard us this year because literally everybody's a threat. Briar, Z, everybody, Chloe, and Allie here. So I'm just going to try to keep shooting threes, hopefully make them, and then pitch it to everybody else too. If I'm not on, feed the ball to everybody else, and hopefully they can take over the scoring.
Shooting threes, but also ball handling, also defensive guards here. You have all of that on this team. How does that make you guys as versatile as you are from a successful standpoint to have all the guard play you have for this team?
Yeah, we do have a lot of guards. It makes it very useful whenever we're getting pressed. I feel like we've been breaking presses really easily in our scrimmages, which is exciting because we've struggled with turnovers sometimes, but this year we got a lot of ball handlers and even posts that are good with the ball. So I don't know, I'm excited. I think that our turnovers are going to be a lot less this year because we've got more experience and a lot better ball handlers.
You mentioned experience, Keegan. How much does that experience come into play? The fact that you guys have been in a lot of battles, a lot of big games here. How's that help going into this year as well?
Yeah, it'll definitely help. I know last year, we basically have our entire team back other than Ella, so it'll be very helpful this year whenever we get into close games because I feel like the pressure won't be as hard on us because we've been through it before.
All right, Keegan, thank you. And also Neely Fair alongside 5'10" post player for this West Holmes team. And Neely, for you, you're going to try to, how you can feel like you've evolved as a player going into your senior year?
Well, I feel like being thrown into varsity as a sophomore was a little scary. I didn't get as much playing time as I did last year, so I felt like last year definitely gave me more experience in a varsity game.
And for you, just from your role for this year's team, being that player in the post here, what are you looking at from your role to contribute to this team this year?
Well, this year's going to be a little different because we have 2 posts playing, so we're going to try a couple different offenses and try to feed it to the post a little more, see what we can do with two bigs in there.
All right, and it's good to kind of have that balance, right, Neely? You have all the guards we just talked about. We got to have those. Yeah, they got those players inside. That they're important as well.
They are, yeah. I think so too.
No question about that. Now we talked about the post players, but also Chloe Patton, and I know not with us right now, but a player that can play inside and play in the guard position. How important is a player like that to have for this team too?
Very important. She kind of sometimes the guards don't really look into the post a lot, which is fine. But Chloe definitely looks a lot more because she's been in that position. She knows how to play it a little more than the guards do.
All right. Well, girls, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. That's Neely Fair, Allie McMillan, Keegan Knoll for this West Holmes girls high school basketball team. Well, big things expected no doubt once again for this year for the Highland Lady Hawks basketball team, who went 22-7 last year and, of course, went to the state semifinals, going to the state tournament for the fourth time in the last 5 years and capturing their 19th regional championship in their school's history as well last season. Also, Highland captured their 28th consecutive IVC title, which is impressive in its own right. Highland, of course, key losses from last year's team being defensive specialist Kate Kaufman, along with forward Abby Miller, but a lot of players back certainly for this Highland team, including some very talented freshmen that'll be no doubt a big impact also for this Highland Lady Hawks basketball program. They'll be led, of course, by Ashley Mullet and Mallerie Suzman, both seniors for Highland. Ashley Mullet averaging 16.5 points per game last year for the second team All-Ohioan, and also honorable mention All-Ohioan Mallerie Suzman averaging just over 11 points per game, and of course junior post player Joplin Yoder averaging just over 9 points per game will help lead the way certainly for this Highland basketball team. With that, let's go out to the Perry Reese Junior Community Center to Highland head coach Brady Schall alongside Jake Seidel.
Thanks, Matt. Here with Hawks head coach Brady Schall. Coach, starting your second full season as the head coach here at Highland, and you have a lot of expectations, especially after a season like last year.
Yeah, definitely. It was beginning of the season last year was big learning experience for us. Had a couple really good battles with some really good teams, and then I think kind of as people sunk into their roles a little bit, kind of figured out what was going to help the team, we were able to put some good wins together and ended up having a pretty good tournament run. So it was an exciting year, but we're hungry.
And it seemed like right before the Classic in the Country, your team really started finding their roles to get those wins to help get you ready for the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. We really pride ourselves on having an elite non-conference schedule and feel like that's a big reason, why we have success kind of towards the end of the year. Kids, when they get to play in big games and, feel that energy during a regular season, I mean, it's a huge testament to our fans that we have who kind of create that atmosphere for us, Classic in the Country, and why we want to play such good teams during the season. And, win or lose, you learn a lot and it's fun. So we're definitely doing the same this year.
And you mentioned that tough non-conference schedule, starting it up already here the day before Thanksgiving against Glen Oak, who's one of those perennial powerhouse teams.
Absolutely. Coach Wackerly does an unbelievable job there. He's gone to the state tournament numerous times, Division I Coach of the Year. So he's definitely going to have his team ready, and we're going to be in for a battle from day one. So we'll see where we're at then.
And you have a lot of talent back from last year. You only lost 2 seniors. Who should we be watching out for on this Hawks team this year?
Yeah, it's exciting as a coach when you have a lot of really good players that like to make plays and play hard. So, obviously Ashley Mullet, she's a stud point guard going to Ashland, and for me, she's kind of a second coach out there on the floor, which is obviously nice to have. But Mallerie Stutzman, who had a great season last year, is back as well. Joplin Yoder, great post player, and then we've got some kids that have worked really hard this summer and we feel like have added to their game. Ellie Habiger, Evie Mass, Trish Troyer, and then newcomers in Macy Mullet and Macy Miller should be fun.
Oh, Coach, thanks for your time today. We'll wish you luck when start the season down at Glen Oak, and we hope to see you have a great season once again.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate everything you guys do.
Back with Highlands, Ashley Mullet, Mallerie Stutzman, and Joplin Yoder. Thanks for taking some time to talk with us today. We'll kind of open up a little bit to whoever wants to go first. Coming off a fantastic season last year, making it all the way back down to the state semifinals. What was kind of your final thoughts on that season last year?
I would say our final thoughts were, we had a great season. We Didn't get as far as we didn't get what we wanted at the end of the season. Our goal was to win a state championship, so I think our mentality after that was just working hard through the summer, doing everything we can, and just working as hard as we can to be the best that we can be.
I mean, yeah, going to state was a huge thing for us, but summer we definitely used that to like fuel us and help us prepare for like this season starting.
Yeah, that's our goal, is to get to state every year. So just working towards that, it helped us want it more since we didn't quite get it last year.
And Ashley, I know the second team All-Ohio last year, Mallerie, your honorable mention, that really shows the amount of effort you guys put in to each and every season. So getting ready to start this season, well, actually, we'll go to Joplin first, because Joplin, you were a player we saw last year take a big step in the season in your development of your game. So what do you do this year as you look to move in through your junior year?
Probably just working to keep up the fundamentals and stuff, to keep focused on like post moves and just trying to shoot a little more outside maybe, but yeah, just keeping the basic fundamentals up.
So getting ready to start another season, I know your coaches always preach having that tough out-of-conference opponent to get things started. You're going to start off against Glen Oak. What are you expecting to see out of them? What are you guys doing to get ready?
I mean, yeah, Glen Oak's a good team. I mean, we're going to get prepared today at practice, but yeah, always starting off with a tough team, getting us prepared for the season. Coach has always got us ready for it.
We're really excited for the challenge. I think starting off with a good team, good challenge, and that team, and then we're playing Laurel next, so those two teams will be tough challenges for us. I think that'll get us ready for the season too.
Ashley, you recently committed to play basketball at Ashland. How much has your time here at Highland helped you prepare to make that level of basketball, and what do you want to do in your senior year to help prepare you to play college ball next year?
I think the competition in high school has really helped me become a better player, become a better teammate, and I think that has helped me become a better player. And then my senior year, I'm really looking forward to, getting to play with my friends, and I think that us working really hard and the work ethic that we have here will really prepare me for college.
And, we all know the answer for what's your season-long goal as a team. We know it's to add another banner right behind us here, but any other goals you have set for this team?
I would say, we always aim to have the best bench in Ohio. We always aim to have the best defense that we possibly can. So I think those two are big goals for us.
I mean, yeah, obviously going to state, but definitely just getting after it in practice, getting on each other, helping each other get better, just really working towards that to help us get to the destination that we want to get to.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. We wish you all the best of luck on your season, and we'll look forward to seeing what you guys can produce on the court this year for the Highland Hawks.
Thank you.
We'll send it back to Matt Croy.
All right, Jake, thank you. And looking forward to a full slate of basketball games once again this year for the WKLM for girls and girl boys basketball all season long. We'll be broadcasting 66 regular season games for high school basketball. Many of those games will be video live streamed on the WKLM YouTube page, courtesy of our partnership with Claxon Communications. So look for that. You can go to our website, WKLM-FM.com, click on the On-Air tab, and you can find that basketball broadcast schedule. We'll also be video live streaming all the classic and the country games from Highland in mid-January. We'll have more details on that as we get closer to that, but look forward to that for our coverage for classic in the country as well as all of our games all season long. And that has been this girls high school basketball season preview show brought to you by MRV Siding Supply.